Okay, thanks a lot. My name is Ilia, and I'm CEO and co-founder of Bitskout. So we are coming from, my co-founder and I, we are coming from very large companies where we have been already building solutions to help project teams run their process faster. And we realized that over and over again, we were meeting the same problem, that around 30% of each project's time is wasted on repetitive work. So what is 30%? It's actually approximately 28 days per year per employee is wasted on low-level tasks. And it's actually kind of a systematic problem because the tools that we use for running projects, they're really dumb from human point of view. So the moment information becomes a little bit different, let's say a phone number is moved from that part of the email to another part, the tools struggle. And the intelligent tools that can do that, they're really expensive. How this problem is solved today? You basically hire an intern to do all these things, put the data into tools and etc. Or you do it yourself and really not happy at work. So we decided to solve this problem. So how do we solve it? We make a platform that makes other tools really smart. So what's the catch here? The catch here is that we invented a thing called smart plugin. We take what's already existing in the cloud, the AI, in a crude format. Then with our software, we cook it correctly so you can get a meal on your table, a business function. In our platform, users, they don't do OCR, they don't do optical recognition. They just compare documents. That's it. In their tool. And it means we are a plugin to other tools. You set up Bitskout once, and then it runs in your processes. The product is structured as a set of plugins that you configure without coding, without special training, and they're instantly natively integrated to a project tools like Asana, Monday, Atlassian, Jira, whatever you might think of. And the first use case, because there are multiple plugins that you can build, the first use case that we're getting traction and we are selling right now is extracting data from any source into the tool, removing data manual entry. So the market is, we're actually after that big thing. So what is productivity? You in business school, you know that. It's revenue per hour worked. And for the last 15 years, productivity is going down. And that's what we are after. And we start with working with the only project management tools. And the waste on manual data entry, approximately for top 6 tools, Monday, Asana, Bitskout, Trello, and Atlassian, is around 2.6 billion. The competition. So the competition goes like that. So this is a customer starting his productivity journey to hire an expert where you get 1000x productivity, but it's also very expensive. And then there is no middle ground here. And this middle ground we want to cover. We want to offer smart, affordable, plug-and-play solution to cover your repetitive tasks. We charge per transactions packaged into monthly fees. Transactions in this case is just one plugin run. Users prefer to start with the first plan because they want to understand what is this beast about. But then they gradually move over there and switch to full pay-per-use model. Our go-to-market strategy. Now, because we are a plugin to other tools, we go via partners and integrators of those tools. So what we did right now in our pre-seed round, and we want to move to seed round, is we created a so-called pipeline, where you have a tool, an integrator, and a use case. And then what we can do to scale that, we add a second use case, but leave the same thing together. But the partners are integral in those things, and we see that from customer feedback. Customer reads about us, likes us, but they go to a partner to check if we are legit. Do they put us into their work or not? We launched into 2021. We are plugging to Monday, approved. They did all the checks. We're in the marketplace. We already have paying customers, some of them in different stages of the pipeline. The customers are coming from US, Australia, Belgium. We closed 3 partners. Last week we had a partner company called Demicon presenting us in a Germany-wide webinar to the largest customers they have. this 22nd of December, the Dutch partner will present us our solution to all their clients. On average, each partner serves around 1,000 clients. We have a sticky product, so we see people upgrade. You start with the small plan, then they always upgrade because once they start saving time, they don't want to go back and do it manually. And what's important is we finished the integration to Asana, and Asana allowed us to do a joint press release in general. It will say, Asana announces technical partnership with Bitskout, and it is approved. So we are now in the active phase of fundraising, and we're having back-to-back meetings. We want to raise around 250K. The valuations right now between 2.5, 3. My target is to close it as fast as possible because now we already put in a lot of meetings in January, and now is a good time to talk with investors because when I'm talking to investors, I'm not talking to the clients, and I'm really not happy about that. So, and that's it. Thanks a lot. Question over there.
Who is your main competitor and why are you better?
The question is, who is our main competitor and why we are better? Okay, I'm gonna go back. Maybe you can. It's like, our competitor is actually this guy. He's called Inter. We're better because that's not like you basically have. Basically, the Inter is the competition, or you doing that work. And why we are better? Because first of all, it's not a human management, let's say, and you just install a system and it works 24/7.
And it's cheaper.
And it's cheaper. But I will answer it differently. So we had a client, they are using us to process incoming orders. They're a construction company in Los Angeles. So how do they do that? You receive an email with the document, and you need to open the document, read the document, get some data out of this document and put in the tool so engineer takes it over. So what happened is that the moment you reach 50 emails per day, you need another guy because it's just physically impossible. They install us, they don't need another guy.
But there are not only competition, only the Inter, only.
No, but they are all go in this cycle of productivity. They are just very expensive. So if you replicate the same thing with Rosum, which is a big company and got Series A. So what happens is Rosum, their minimum is 2,000 documents per month. So you basically start from 700 euros per month, which basically is the cost of the. Yes, the
The
question.
incoming data, does it need to be form-based or can it be free-form?
Excuse me?
The incoming data, like emails that you mentioned, do they need to be form-based, based on a
Okay.
form, or can they be free-form, just free text?
So the question is, if we receive any kind of information, should it be structured as a form or unstructured? Both. And it's not here, but it's in the presentation that you will get. Here. So here we extract, this is the example. You give 3 examples of an email you receive and what you want to get from there, and then we extract the rest. Okay, so it doesn't have to be trained, not trained, just a couple of examples and that's enough.
I actually, in my company, we process roughly 400,000 incoming emails per month. And we tested with a German company offering a similar product. And they promised they had that 2 key performance criteria by which they sold their product. The first was the percentage of incoming transactions of a certain type that they successfully managed to identify. And the second was the error in those.
Okay.
Do you have any metrics like that?
Yes, yes. So first of all, like for the competition guy, I remember you now. So, okay. So what happens when you cross that line and get those guys is that when you have volume. So it doesn't make sense to use Bitskout volume because you have those, they are better suited, they have support, like everything that you need, and they can guarantee you stuff. Here is the Bitskout is used by your team that is in operations. There's a 5-man team who cannot afford themselves those things. Okay, and it means that how do we solve an inaccuracy question, like in this construction company. So they receive the orders, and in an order there is a due date. They have to answer before the due date. If they don't, they lose the order immediately. So what happens is that if we did not extract the date, that's a big issue. So we have mechanisms to alert a human. That's it. Because it's a structured process. You have an error, so tell someone I have an error. And they fix it manually because they did that before. It's just now they do it 10% only of the time. Question? No? There. Sorry.
If you have got handwritten.
Yes.
Can you read that out?
Yes, but not on all languages. Yes, we can analyze. We can extract handwritten notes. Okay. Well, Telefonica is tough boys, you know. I worked with them